Just wanted to say hi. I'm gonna work on a video today about some cool tools that can help with regulation, like if you're feeling like you're in flight or freeze, or you're being activated or triggered. So I've been working on a lot of these, and I'm going to share that little video with you, and hopefully you can resonate with some of that. Currently doing research here today on different places I can go, because I would like to work on becoming certified and taking actual coursework in how to do meditation, teach meditation, create and guide people in mindfulness meditations with a focus on trauma sensitivity kind of thing. So I'm pretty excited about that. I also went to my first actual Reiki session last week on Friday. I'm going again this week, and I really liked it. Definitely a student of energy and learning how energy affects us and what we can do. Super tired today. I have not been sleeping well. I myself have been pretty activated this week, and it affects me mentally, spiritually, and I get dysregulated and I can't sleep well. So while also doing my research, I'm also doing my own practices to try to calm me down, because when I get dysregulated, I also go into fibromyalgia flares, and so it's like not the best thing for someone healing from back surgery. So it's like a combination of many things, but I just want to let you guys know, thinking of you. I love the comments. Someone had recently said to me how much they miss Daniel in the videos, and boy, well, yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me, obviously, to live without him, and I miss sharing his sweet moments. And sometimes it's just kind of sad, when a life just stops and that's it. You don't have any more sweet moments, so you're trying to live in the memory and the light, and it's not always easy because grief doesn't let it be easy. So I appreciate that you miss him. I miss him too. He was everything, and now I am going through a deep, reflective Julie soul journey on what do I do now with myself. So I've got some insight. I've been doing some work on how to kind of pull it all together in a mission of healing and creativity and helping other people in trauma, just being a resource, a friend, a person to connect to. I am very obviously heart-focused on special needs and special needs parenting, and also what happens, like with me, when that person passes away, because in so many cases you're in crisis mode. You're dealing with everything you need to do to survive. You worry about when they're going to pass away, but you don't really focus on it. And then you worry about you outliving them when you get older, and then regardless of when it happens, the likelihood of a child like Daniel passing away before you is very high. And his time was up at age 26. So I know other people who are recently dealing with the loss of a special needs son or daughter at this age, in the 20s. Many, many, many. I know many of you. I have a really big support group and people that I know locally. And it's a very complicated part of the journey of dealing with learning about your special needs child, keeping them alive, advocating, researching, supporting, connecting, and then all of that work culminates in the person eventually succumbing to whatever their issue is or not. But when it happens, it sucks, and I just think I have a lot to offer in terms of support, friendship, kindness, guidance, love, healing. And so I want to learn a little bit more about these tools and become certified so that I can hopefully tie it all together and make a vocation out of it and something to offer the world, and also do some writing and some researching. I mean, I have a master's degree already. I don't know if I want to go back to college, but I want to start somewhere. So I'm probably going to work on becoming a certified meditation teacher, and then hopefully also studying the energy arts, Reiki arts. And I'm going to take a little time with that. I'm getting to know my Reiki master and doing some research there. And it would be a wonderful thing to pull together, because that's like I have this like mentor sort of who did that. She's a therapist, like a medical therapist, but she's amazing as a Reiki master, and she helps us in therapy work on energy and energy healing and energy protection, and I'm fascinated by that. I would love to be also able to do that with people. And yeah, so what do you think of that? Like, that's kind of where I'm leaning, and it's just very exciting when all of a sudden it hits you that, like, you're already kind of there, kid. You've been building a presence, so let's work on it and fine tune it. So So anyway, I'm going to share you this recording I made about dysregulation, some tools that I work on. We'll take it from there. So share in the comments. Please subscribe. Please let me know how you are, what you're thinking about. And yeah, thanks for coming on my journey of figuring out what's next. So bye. I'm just hanging out. Just wanted to say hello and come on and record a little video today. I am sitting here on Friday. It is August, I don't know, what is it? The 7th? No. Yeah, no, 8th. August 8th. It is Friday. What is going on? Not a lot. I'm still healing from my spinal fusion surgery and feeling okay. I'm over 4 weeks post-op now. You know, it's kind of nice to be able to feel a little bit more mobility and be able to do a little bit more, but I'm very stiff and sore, so I have to just, like, baby steps. There's still more things I can't do than I can do, so I'm trying to be mindful of that and let myself heal. Today I'm very excited because this afternoon I'm going to my first ever Reiki healing sessions. I've always wanted to try it, and with all of my diving into energy and being interested in meditation and spiritualism and connecting with light and all of those things, yeah, I just thought I would try it. I'm actually going to have a consultation too about the healing arts and the healing the whole process. They have a wellness company that, not company, what do you call it? Sorry, fibrofog. A wellness collective in my town here in Sandy Hook. So I had just intuitively done some research, and I found this woman who is, she seems to be wonderful. So she said she would do a consultation with me and then do a full-on session. So I will let you know how it goes. I'm very excited. So yeah, that's happening this afternoon. So this morning I'm just like chilling out, and I was thinking a little bit about like something to the effect of all of the tools that I've been working on to manage, and not just manage my symptoms of anxiety and PTSD, but to really manage my entire well-being so that I feel comforted and regulated. And I talk about this quite a bit off and on, but it's kind of nice to have a toolkit in place of just things that if you're somebody who just has severe anxiety and meltdowns, and oh hey, it's 11:11 right now. It's 11:11, make a wish. I always do that, 11:11. I think that I have obviously a personal connection for creating a video about regulation skills and learning how to calm my own nervous system. And I just thought I would just chit-chat a little more about the tools like that, because I think people often don't realize how many things they can do to calm themselves down. So you got to think about it, and then, you know, you find something that works for you. And, you know, and what I'm referring to is like not just like normal anxiety, which you can use these tools for that too, but it's more the more intense, like trauma-induced, serious like anxiety where you're stuck. You know, have you ever been like either in like total hypervigilance, like fight or flight, your heart's racing, you can't slow down, you don't know what's going on, or you're just like frozen, like it's like fight, flight, or freeze? So there's some practical things that you can do to help to get yourself out of that. And I have found this all very, very helpful over the past several months. So yeah, the symptoms of really intense trauma-induced anxiety are like spiraling thoughts, heart racing, like you can't concentrate, you know, you're just like, I don't know, not frozen, or maybe like dissociated, where you're just sort of like staring out into space. It looks like you're daydreaming, but you're just sort of like not in the room. Or hypervigilance, which means you're like overly focusing on one thing too much, or like you can't let it go. It's like really intense. All of those things are indicating that your body is trying to actually protect you because it's detecting some kind of a threat. So you're not like broken or going crazy. It's just a reaction to the trauma-induced anxiety. So your nervous system is pretty incredible, actually. It will go into all of these things immediately upon feeling a threat, because that's how we are created as human beings, right? Our bodies are amazing, like, and yet sometimes we don't need to fight, flight, or freeze, or fawn. Fawning is another one, but our brain thinks we do. So the whole thing about regulation is just finding a way to bring yourself back to safety and like normal kind of baseline. And I get this a lot. I get the dissociation personally, and that is pretty crazy. That's when you feel like you're invisible. Like I can be in a crowd and I'm not there. I'm somewhere else. I'm just not even in my own body. I used to say to John all the time, I don't know where I am. I don't know who I am. I feel lost. But mostly I would say I feel invisible. And he didn't really understand. What do you mean by that? I'm like, I don't feel like I'm in my own body. And it was really an intense way for my brain and my body to, like, I don't know, protect me almost. Like I pull myself out. Yeah, it's crazy. It's not healthy. And so a lot of my journey lately has been on really digging into these coping skills and getting myself to regulate, because if I can't regulate, I feel kind of hopeless or helpless. So it's part of the process, right? I want to regulate so I can figure out what I'm going to do next in my life and where I'm going to go, and you know, everything. Like, and my office in here where I'm sitting is like, this is like my regulation playground, I guess. You know, it's pretty amazing. Like, I don't even realize it. I'm like, oh, what can I do to calm myself? And then I look around, I'm like, I got like 50 books on meditation and calming and all these self-help books over here on my bookshelf over here. Like tons of them. Over there I got a whole poster I got to put up about self-regulation, things to do. I should show you guys that too. Or I'll put a picture of it up. And I have plants in here, and I have crystals, and I have scents and oils, and I have devotionals and a Bible and music and my flute and a keyboard and a guitar and a ukulele. I got all these things, and The other day we presented in one of my therapy sessions, in a group session. We all put together a first aid kit, they called it, and it's putting together a little kit of things that you can keep that can help you regulate, right? And it's completely depends on who you are, like, and what you like, whether it's favorite mints, a favorite scent, a favorite, I don't know, poem, something soft, you know, a stuffed animal, a fidget spinner, or whatever it is, right? And you put all your little things in your personal first aid kit. I have pictures of Daniel in mine. I have some cards and letters from good friends. I have pictures of all of my kids. I have a sock from my grandson. I had photos of him, and I have, you know, all kinds of Julie things in there. And I found myself like going, these all came out of this room, so I think I'm doing a pretty good job in here. When I come into this office, this is my, like, my sacred space. And so I have, like, back here, see, I have my Be Happy sign, crystals. This is my little altar or whatever, a print of the California coastline. It has the orange poppies growing, and I have a container of orange poppy seeds, and just really cool stuff in here. My crystals, that's been sort of my new acquisition over the past, I don't think I've been doing it too long. I mean, I always thought they were cool, but I didn't really know they had function until relatively recently, and I just really enjoy them, and they bring me pleasure. So I'm trying to remember what they all are, but I keep forgetting. I'm just like, oh, I like the green one, or I like the blue one, right? Anyway, on my lap right now, which gives me a lot of comfort, is one of Daniel's stuffed animals. So this is Mr. Polar Bear, and he was really gross. So when I picked him up out of Daniel's room, he was just dusty, and he had stains from, like, Daniel's formula, and, like, he was really dirty. And honestly, I put him in the wash, and he came out like new. And then I spritzed some, like, of my favorite body spray on him, so he smells really good. Kind of smells like a vanilla cookie. Anyway, whatever it is that helps you, you know, feel peaceful and calm. And he's super soft. I don't know if you ever bought these stuffed animals. They're from IKEA. It's like a good friend, and I can put them on my lap because I always like to have a pillow on the lap too. Anyway, so that's just a little sidebar about my self-regulation room. So honestly, regulation really does help, and being aware that you need to regulate. Like, I remember first learning about this, and I would be kind of in a spin, walking around going, I'm not regulated. I can't even sit down. I can't focus. I don't know what's going on. I have so many things to do. I can't even make a list because I can't think, and my brain would hurt. I'd get headaches, and I really needed to calm down. And I did come into meditation that way. Honestly, I remember the very first meditation I did, like a for real one, was when I was in Daniel's room one day years ago, and I just came across one on YouTube because I'm always on YouTube, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just put my headphones on. He was watching a movie, so I'm like listening to this meditation, and it was just really particularly effective, and the music was incredible. And I closed my eyes, and I remember seeing like some light and like just visualizing, and then all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, that was really, really, really beautiful, and I felt so good afterwards. So then I started using some apps and following different people, and yada 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 yada. And then I found Insight Timer, which I've been using ever since, because it's just a really good foundational platform for every level of skill for meditation. And I'm really using that a lot, and I really do enjoy that. But I'm learning how to do it myself. That is my goal too. I'm researching ways to become a meditation guide, so I'm looking forward to that. But there are some other things that you can do, that all of these are things I've already learned about, either through my own discovery or from therapists and guides or in support group meetings, things like that. I don't know if you've ever heard of box breathing. Box breathing is a technique where you just basically, you picture a box, you know, you breathe in for 4, you hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4, in for 4, you know, and you do that. So box breathing is like, just picture the sides of a box. There's another one that's basically, you breathe in for 4, you hold for 7, and I actually have a bracelet that's 4, 7, 8, and then you breathe out for 8. So you're breathing out twice as long as you're breathing in. So it's like in for 4, hold for 7, out for 8, that was 8, and it just feels like you're slowing down. That's a really good one. Another one, I didn't write this down, but I call it infinity. Sorry, lost the word. You know, the infinity sign, like a sideways 8. So I really like this one, and I recently did this in a practice where it was just, you're breathing in and out, in and out, and in your mind you're making the infinity sign, in, out, in, and out, or you know what I mean? You know what the infinity sign is? Like it's just like continuous breathing, and it's really, really therapeutic. So I love that one. And breathwork is great because if you're stressed out somewhere, or you're waiting in line, or you're anywhere, like you can do it anywhere, right? And you're in your car, you're stuck in traffic, you know, it's like I'm in a box breathing, you know, because, you know, it's just definitely, and I've actually watched my heart rate on my Apple Watch, and like physically watched my heart rate reduce during breathwork exercises. And so, yeah, it's like scientific, right? If you want, it's so important for your nervous system to slow down. So there's some grounding techniques that are really cool that you can try too. So grounding techniques are basically anything that kind of pulls you into the present moment. So there's one that's really nice. It's called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. And essentially that is when you are sitting and you look for 5 things that you can see, right? 4 things that you can feel, and that can be like your own clothes, something soft, the table, your pen, I don't know, whatever. 4 things you can feel. And then you listen for 3 things you can hear, and it can be a bird, the sound of my air conditioner, I hear a truck out there, or a car, whatever you can hear. 2 things that you can smell, and this can be tricky depending on where you are, but you can smell the air and see if you can smell something, or then you can like pick up something and smell it, and you know, don't choose something nasty, choose something nice. So 2 things that you can smell, like I can smell my own perfume. Yeah, that's really nice. And then 1 thing you can taste. You can taste your mouth, or you can taste your drink. This is my own iced shaken espresso. And it really helps to redirect your focus away from your anxiety by using your senses. It just helps to make some shifts to your brain. It takes you out of fight or flight and sort of calms you down like incredibly. So that's easy to remember because it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? Yeah, and you can do that anywhere too. Like you can be anywhere. Just look around, just feel, just smell. One of the things that was recommended to me, and I think I did it once, because I don't tend to like too much cold. I have a hard time with even with the ice I have to put on my back. But apparently it's very, very helpful, and that's the cold water or a cold ice cube. One of our therapists said, you know, go in the shower, turn it on, have it warm, and then at the end of the shower, turn it on really cold and let the cold water just like hit you like right here. And to the point where you're like, you know, and it kind of jolts you awake a little bit, but Apparently it's a very, very effective grounding technique. Or do the opposite with a very warm blanket, like a heated blanket or a heated weighted blanket kind of thing. That really helps. And there's a lot of them, but those are some really good examples. And I think one other thing I'm going to include in this list, and there's a lot more I could be saying, but is the movement part. Like, even if you start moving, there's so much in like somatic movement that just can really help us to regulate ourselves. Take a walk, move, wiggle, you know, put some different music on. Go, if you know, if it's really quiet and you're feeling sad, like put on some like really good dance music and just see if that helps you to just move around a little bit. Just movement itself is very helpful, because you're thinking about what you're doing while you're moving. So it helps get your brain out of fight or flight also. So those are just some tip of the iceberg ideas that you can kind of write down and do your own research. You know, go on ChatGPT or just Google things to do to help me calm regulate myself if I'm really nervous. Yeah, you'll probably find that, and you can share what your favorite ones are in the comments. I would love that. So that's kind of it. You know, I just wanted you guys to know that there are some really cool ways to take control back in terms of your spin outs and your anxiety. And it's just so important to remember that you do have some agency over your own body. You don't have to sit in extreme panic and anxiety all the time. And maybe these things don't work, and maybe you just go back into it again. But I do find that eventually you'll find something that really, really does work for you. And I hope that you do. And I hope you can understand that I'm coming from a place of really incredibly deep empathy for anyone who is in grief or has experienced trauma and or grief. I have like complex PTSD and complicated grief because I've lost so many people in such a short amount of time. I lost my mother, and I lost my son, and we lost both of John's parents. We lost his brother. There's just all of this grief that's just all entangled, and the trauma around losing Daniel, on top of some other significant things that have happened even since then, has really put me into a really difficult state of ADHD and PTSD and all of these things. So I'm healing from it, and while I'm on this journey, I just want to kind of take you along and let you know that I'm still deep in it, and I have some really bad days where it's like, man, I'm just not doing it today. I can't function. And it's these little things that sometimes help me pull it back. And it's the things that I choose to do that bring me to a place of like, why am I choosing to do that? Why do I like the color pink so much? Why do I really enjoy reading about connecting with higher source energy and angels and like spirit guides? And why do I want to be happy so much? Why am I such a happy person? How is the happy person sad? You know what I mean? So anyway, that is my little share for the day. And I love you guys very much. And thanks for coming into my little, so thank you for joining me in my little Zen, self-regulating, happy office space. There's my stuff. There's all my other stuff. It's kind of messy. Look, the dogs are down here. There's the other dog. So yeah, it's good to have a feel-good space if you can, even if it's just a corner somewhere. So yeah, I hope to to hear from you guys soon. I just will keep carrying on. I gotta book some travel today. I've been thinking about the wedding. I got a lot of things to work on. Sarah, my daughter's getting married in a couple months, and today I'm going to my Reiki session. So yeah, I'm very excited. I hope it helps me, because I'm always looking for new cool things to help my life, and I will share with you how that goes. But again, have a great day. You guys are just the best. Please remember to subscribe, because I never say that, but I want to say that today because I really like to share what I'm learning and stay connected and share my life. Even though it doesn't have Daniel in it anymore, he is still right here with me, guiding me, loving me, sharing his light. And yeah, I just have to keep believing that in the goodness that's associated with everything that was his life, and that keeps me going. And that being said, we'll see you next time. See ya. Oh, so this is my poster that I got and framed. 9 ways to self-regulate. I was just talking about this. Journal, talk to someone, breathe deeply, just take a quiet break, read a book, reflect on happy times, stretch your muscles, walk it off, doodle, draw, be creative. All right, that's just some of many. So yeah, I'm gonna hang this up in here. I just keep forgetting to get the stud finder up here so I can do that. Yeah, these are the shelves I haven't hung yet. Look at my room. Over here looks pretty good. I have to go back to my ukulele lesson soon. This is my orchid collection. But look at this one. My moth orchid is gorgeous. It's fire. Look at it. It's so pretty. Now, if that doesn't calm you down, I mean, like, honestly, what is more beautiful than this? It's just incredibly beautiful. I love orchids, you guys. This is a huge one, because I waited 3 years to see this bloom, and now look at her. She's gorgeous. So grateful for this, that's for sure. Isn't that nice? Okay, bye, love you. Here's my love. Julie's World. Yes, I like flamingos, all right? I do. I think they're cool. Those are my mom's angels. Those plants over there, some of them, that one and that one, I have had since Thomas was born. He is 24 now. And then my book collection has grown from 1 bookshelf to 2.